Go, boy.
Okay, I think I'm live now. I'm not sure. I'm going to go ahead and do this and pretend like I am live. So, first of all, if you're tuning in, do you have a chronic health problem with no relief or no progress? Are you concerned about viruses? Are you tired of taking endless amounts of supplements with no long-term results? Do you feel alone with the truth about your health and your quest for wellness? If you've answered yes to any of these questions, then this is the place for you. This is the show for you. My name is Adam Bigelsen. I am a holistic wellness coach. I am an international speaker. Yay, I can say that now. I am the son of Dr. Harvey Bigelsen, the author of the groundbreaking book, Holographic Blood. Yay, try to get it without a reflection on there. Holographic Blood. You can find this one online. This has all the information you need in there about what we do and who we are. So please take a look at it. Let's see. And today I would like to introduce you to the Blood Diaries. Yes, the Blood Diaries. Okay, we've had enough of that. All right, so anyways, today on my show, I'm going to have my guest, my brother Josh Bigelsen. I'll bring him on in just a moment. And let me see as I get used to the stuff here. All right. So my brother Josh Bigelsen will be on with us today, and we're going to give you a little bit of an overview of what we do, although I think a lot of people have seen and know a little bit about what we do. If you're not sure about what we do, then you can go ahead and take a look at our website. You can go to thebigelsenmethod.com. There we go. Lots of information. You can Google Bigelsen, and you'll see all kinds of wonderful information about us out there. We've done quite a few lectures in quite a few different places. So at this point, we're doing this show. And the show, actually, let me bring my brother on, and I'll take myself off. Without further ado, I have my brother, Josh Bigelsen. He's going to be talking about what it is that's important to us these days, things that we need to share with people. And he's going to talk nice and slowly and open his mouth wide when he speaks, so you understand everything, right?
Say, yes,
Harumph, yes. Get a harumph out of that guy. Okay, so a few things. First of all, why are we doing this? Why are we doing this show? Why are we doing this work? We see people suffering. I have a few notes. We see a medical system that is failing. We see people looking for answers. We see people losing hope. And we had a father who did some pretty amazing things in his life. Dr. Harvey Bigelsen left us with some knowledge that is extremely empowering and needs to be shared. He dedicated his whole life to this. He wanted to help people. There's a few things you may not have known about him. First of all, he was a Vietnam trauma surgeon. So he actually was head of mass casualties in Vietnam at his hospital. When the helicopters came in, he was the one that looked at people and decided who they could help and who they couldn't. So he decided who lived and who died. After that, he was an eye surgeon. So he did the Western medical experience, definitely. As time went on, he felt like he wasn't helping people the way he wanted to help people. So even though he was rich, he was not happy. He really wanted to help people. Time goes on, and he gets to Arizona, and he works at the ARE clinic, which is an Edgar Cayce clinic. And he's working with holistic medicine and homeopathy. In Arizona in the late 80s, it was the first state that had a law, was the Arizona Homeopathic Medical Practice Act. What that law did was separated the homeopaths from the allopaths, from the AMA. And in doing that law, it created the first homeopathic medical association in the United States. So our father wrote that law. He created that first association, and he gave out the first homeopathic medical licenses in the United States. So he worked to legitimize homeopathy and holistic medicine in the United States. As he did this and was doing this whole process, the district attorney called him and said, "You keep using this word, holistic. What does this mean?" So he actually defined the word holistic for the Arizona legal system. All right, it's a big deal. This did, for those of you that know us, some of my friends, our friends may be out there, friends we've known since high school and elementary school. You knew Dad. He was fun, a little crazy, definitely in the best way, but I'm not sure if you are aware of what this man actually did, okay? In 1986, he was awarded by the Hans Niebuhr Foundation the award for Man of the Year. This award was given to him for contributing more than any other person to the advancement of holistic medicine in the United States. So he was recognized for his work. He did some amazing, amazing, wonderful things. Now, we want to share this information because it's here for you. It can help you. Josh and I feel so strongly about this that we've actually dedicated our lives to doing this at this point. Right, Josh?
Absolutely.
Yes, this is what we're doing. Josh and I moved to Seattle to do this work. If you weren't sure why we moved there, we did some wonderful things there. Seattle was wonderfully supportive and instrumental in helping us build our foundation to move out internationally. At the same time, we came to Spain because of this work. So we are dedicating ourselves to doing this, so the information can be shared with people like you. This is what our father did. He spent his life trying to help people. And our father was a fighter. He did wonderful things by fighting. Josh and I are not here to fight. Not with you, anyways. Maybe with each other every once in a while. But part of our show is to share information. We're not here to argue with people. If what we say doesn't resonate with you, that's fine. We do not mind. There are plenty of other shows out there for people to go and watch. So at this point, we're here to share in a wonderful way. We're a little, what's the word? I wouldn't want to say angry, but things are going on right now that we feel strongly enough about to actually do this show. And one of the things we're actually going to do for you is, on this show in particular, what do you think about this, Josh? We're going to help you strengthen your spine today. Okay?
It's necessary these days. As Dad tried to get the message across and teach practitioners, it became abundantly clear that the practitioners really had no interest. Whether they were traditional or alternative, they had their set way of doing things. So what we're here to do is educate the people so the people can start to empower themselves and understand how health actually works so they don't have to rely on the practitioners as much.
Right. If you're watching, feel free to say hello. Yay, let us know you're out there. It's the first time I'm doing this and working with this software, so things are a little strange. If you're watching this also, feel free to share it. It will be recorded and it will be posted for some time. The timing of this show may not be the best today. We will be doing other shows in a more consistent manner. But we needed to do something to get this going. So hopefully you're with us today, and hopefully you can see this. Hopefully I did everything right. So, strengthening your spine. How do we strengthen the spine? Thoughts, Josh?
Well, first it comes down to education on how the body actually works. Everybody's got their theories on how the body works, or actually they have their theories on why the body doesn't work. So the trick is, why is the body not working properly? Make the body work properly and let it take care of itself. And this is what, in this day and age, everybody is blaming your sickness on something. Okay, we need to look internally and see what's really going on. And we need to really strengthen ourselves, strengthen our spines, so we're impervious to what's going on in the outside world, physically and environmentally.
Yeah, and these days there's so much stuff going on. People are panicking about viruses and things like that. People are freaking out about politics and stuff like that. The reality is, our dad always said that health is simple. People are complicated. So we as people, we need to lighten up a little bit. Okay, Dad would say the only thing serious in life is death. And we've been dying since the day we were born. Okay, so with our philosophy and theory, we want to simplify things for you. Okay, are you ready for that? Does that sound like a good thing? Simplifying things for you? Yes, I hope. Okay. And as we do this, one of the things I think that people have had a problem with these days is people are so sensitive to everything. Okay, if you don't want to be very sensitive to environmental experiences, 5G is happening and stuff like that. And if you want to build up your vibration, or not necessarily your defenses, because that sounds combative. Sounds like you're fighting. You need to lighten up. We need to relax. Okay, there's a lot of stuff out there that you can't do anything about, and you should be concerned, but that doesn't mean you should be freaking out. The virus right now, it's happening. There are viruses all the time. What's going on, though, is the panic is what's going on with people.
It's fear. The government runs things by fear. Medicine is run by fear. Sometimes religion can be run by fear. And it puts us in a state of, it puts us in a sympathetic mode. And when we're in sympathetic mode, we're actually in fight or flight. So we're ready for a fight or we're ready to run. And when we're in that mode, we don't heal.
Right.
Okay, so we need to be able to, the body needs to be able to relax, the mind needs to be able to relax. We need to be in parasympathetic mode, which is rest and recuperate. So if we're afraid of everything, we're living in fear, obviously, but also the body is not healing at that point in time either. It's affecting our respiration, it's affecting our circulation, and it affects our overall health.
Right. We're focused so much on trying to survive. And one thing I think is important to mention as we do this is that all of what we say is for educational purposes only. Okay? As this rolls by, too, what I want to say to you also is we're from New York, so we can be a little intense sometimes. Do not take any of these things personally. Someone said to me once, when you take something personally, you make it your own problem, which is one reason that people are losing their power, is they're taking so many things personally, okay? What we're going to say on the show, we're going to say things that you've never heard before, and we're going to say some things that are the exact opposite of what you've heard before.
And being from New York is nice because you can argue with somebody and still be friends. And we're enjoying that in Spain here too. We're in Catalonia, and the Catalans are the same way. You can disagree with them, and you can still be friends afterwards, and that's an important part of life.
Yes, definitely. It's a big deal. And the thing is, if you can be happy, you can feel the energy of joy. And it's funny because we're going to do a lot of science here. Dad was a scientist. And as much as people think what he did was intuitive, he would get offended by things like that, actually. So we're going to do a lot that's based on science. And the other thing is, these things that we tell you, it's not that we think these things, it's that these are things we know from experience. Our dad did this work for almost 40 years. We have over 60,000 images of blood in our database. And we've seen these patterns over and over and over again. Josh worked side by side with Dad for over 15 years. So Josh was there and Josh experienced all of this while I was snowboarding and teaching music. Yay.
Yeah. He said, health is so simple because even I can figure it out.
But oh, I had that sound over here and I didn't use it. Oh, well.
You missed the opportunity, Adam.
That's funny.
Next time.
Oh, well, next time. I'm working on it. Next time. Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. So anyways, our philosophy. Now, as Dad said, health is simple and people are complicated. That's a big deal. As we complicate things, we get stressed, we get tense, and stress and tension inhibits circulation, respiration. This is your sympathetic experience. So people need to literally relax and lighten up. And the whole world feels so heavy. The weight of the world is on your shoulders. Relax, lighten up. Take a moment to dance and just laugh. Do something ridiculous. Watch a stupid TV show. Read a ridiculous book. Okay? Life should be simple, so don't take everything so seriously. Now, with our philosophy, we work on the wellness and terrain theory, the terrain theory of wellness. You want to talk about that, Josh? Where did this come from?
Yeah. Well, first, the model these days is based on Pasteur. So that germs are the causal agent, or germs cause disease. So his rival at that time was Antoine Béchamp, who talked about it's not the germ, it's the terrain or the soil the germ lives in. So we're made up of billions, trillions of germs. We have bacteria in our body at all times. We have virus. We have a streptococcus in our system at all times, and they live in symbiosis together. So if we have healthy soil, then good things start to grow. And if we have lousy soil, then the garbage starts to grow. So if our soil is healthy, it does not make a difference what we're being invaded with environmentally out there. Environmentally, we're probably eating viruses daily. Okay.
Actually, I've just learned, and we're going to have another show on this. Viruses are actually part of our DNA.
Absolutely. We have bacteria and viruses. They're actually formed from the somatids that we have in our system. So we create the bacteria and the viruses in our own body. There's external ones we're exposed to, but it should not make a difference to us if we're healthy.
Right.
So you create a healthy soil, it does not make a difference. We see that here in Spain with our friends who are farmers, and they're being surrounded by Roundup and glyphosate draining onto their property, but their soil is so strong that the poison does not affect their property. It is the same thing in our body.
And that's an important one, Josh. If we can simplify this for people down to that, okay, think of your fish tank. We're mostly water and liquid. If your fish tank is out of balance with the pH, then bad stuff starts to grow. And we don't believe anything is bad. Those things are starting to grow to help in some way, shape, or form. The reality is, though, when things are trapped, stuck, stagnant, then we start to have issue. So if you look at the body like the fish tank, then you start to realize what's going on. If you think about a garden, okay, parasites, worms will stimulate the soil and they'll fertilize. Different types of parasites will come in, but if things are stuck and not balanced, then you get more and more parasites. But the parasites are there to help. We actually learned from our friends that do the regenerative agriculture that weeds are a process. They're a point in a process. So when the weeds come up in the garden, if you keep pulling them out, they're going to keep coming back. If you let them do their job, they go away. And it's really about balancing on what's going on here. Okay?
It's symbiosis. So we go back to theories of evolution real quickly in Darwin, which we follow, which is survival of the fittest. So if I'm stronger than you, then I win. So it's combative. Wars on drugs, wars on cancer, wars on people, wars on terrorism. And once again, now his predecessor, his rival at that point in time was Lamarck, who preached everything had to work symbiotically with each other. So the animal eats the plant has to evolve along with the animal, and that's how we evolve. If we have a stagnation in our terrain, then our body creates bacteria to clean up the terrain.
Yes.
If it needs a little more help, then the parasites come to clean up the terrain. As we get healthy, the pH is balanced back out, the parasites don't need to be there, and the bacteria just changes back into what we call somatids or symbionts. So it's this beautiful symbiosis we have in the blood. Nobody's attacking the body. Well, except for doctors these days. Sorry. But in general, the body's always trying to heal. The body's always striving for homeostasis. It's all about balance.
Yes. That's sorry, I'm moving around a little bit because I'm noticing that there are a few comments, but I can't see them where we are at the moment. So if you're watching the show, if you want to put a comment, then we can see. You actually need to go to the Bigelsen Academy page. I know I shared this on a few pages. So Marcy, I saw you posted a comment. I can't see your comment. Over to the Bigelsen Academy Facebook page and post your comment there. If you could, please.
I mean, everybody's petrified of this virus these days. And obviously, you can look at the numbers of it. 4,000 people a week are dying from the flu. So the flu is more dangerous to us than the so-called virus. 3,000 people a day, 3,000 children a day die from malaria right now. Nobody cares about it because it's in poor countries, right? Yeah. So now we're all supposed to be afraid of this virus. And the recent reports I've been seeing, I got forwarded some information from a well-known scientist who says that even the testing of the virus has been flawed. And it seems that what these people are passing from is pneumonia and not a coronavirus. Now, when a person dies in the hospital, we have to be overloaded with bacteria and viruses. Bacteria actually help us to decompose in the end, right? So when a person dies of natural causes, there's going to be bacteria in there. How come they're not blaming it on these thousands of bacteria that we have in our body at that point in time? So now we all have to be afraid of this coronavirus that's around. As his dad was so fond of saying, it's smoke and mirrors. Wake up, people. It's smoke and mirrors.
Yeah, and it's interesting, too, as I did a show with Christy Warnick last week, I talked about my new castle analogy. So you have the outer walls of the castle. There's where the defenses are. The strongest part of the castle is the keep. That's inside the castle. It's where the tower is. It's where the king lives, okay? So what happens is once invaders break through the castle walls, there's still strong defense within. So what people are doing now is they're covering their routers, they're doing things like this. They're concerned about the external environment. You need to strengthen your internal environment, okay? For me, I'm not concerned about a lot of these things because I'm human and no one's perfect. There's balance, okay? And we base our work on several great people. Béchamp talked about the terrain theory. Pleomorphism was Enderlein. And that's how our symbionts, these things inside of us, can morph into bacteria and fungus based on the terrain.
And then pleomorphism came up with Béchamp, and Enderlein really took it to the next level.
Okay.
So two wonderful people there. Yeah.
Nice. But the thing is, it's about a balance of Rudolf Steiner's 4 bodies. These are heroes to us. Okay. Rudolf Steiner talked about the physical body, energetic, emotional, and spiritual. If there's any imbalance in any one of those, it creates issues with the rest. So the reality is, if you're having emotional issues, emotional problems, it can start to affect your health. You become physically weaker. Okay? If you're afraid, that is sympathetic. So when you're in fear, you're tense, you're inhibiting circulation and respiration, and you're more susceptible to these things that are going on. So the reality is getting joy is great for your health. Structure is a huge deal for us. Structure is the supportive framework for your energetic flow. Talk about structure for just a moment, Josh.
Well, this is, and we can piggyback on that with people radically changing their diet, which we had mentioned in the preview. So we've got a car that's misaligned. So let's change the gasoline in it. Is that going to make the car drive any straighter? Absolutely not. So we have to take care of this physical body.
Yes.
Okay, so now what we put into it as far as food goes, really for me comes down to common sense. We don't talk about diet much these days because everybody has their views on diet. They don't compromise, and their diet is the only thing that works.
Yes.
Right? Eat organic if you can. Everything in moderation. If you can't pronounce what's on the label, it's probably not good for you. Nothing good usually comes in a can. It's that simple. And as Adam was always fond to talk about, you eat with joy.
Yes.
But if the structure of your body is not aligned, the food you put into it is not going to make that much of a difference. If you put McDonald's into it, it's probably going to make it drive a little slower. That's for sure. But in general, it's people are so busy looking for ways to change things, and they forget to look at the car, align your car, and then see how it drives.
Yes, and this is for us. We're a big picture kind of experience. So we do see holograms in the blood. I don't know if I should show a few pictures, Josh, for people that maybe have never seen what we do. I have a few pictures we can share.
We could. It's more important right now to understand the basis for what we do. Because for people out there who know us, some of the alternative practitioners think we're just about reading holograms in the blood. And that is just a small piece about what we do. Actually, much more important is the foundation of the work and the theories of health.
Well, and as we talk about structure and things like that, there's a picture I would show in the lectures. You have a river, and the river is flowing. The body should flow, circulation, respiration, energy, everything should flow. Then you have a tree that falls on the edge of the river, and all of a sudden there's an eddy that forms behind that tree, and debris accumulates. It's the same in the body. And these are blockages. This is an area of stagnation. That can be physical, it can be structural, your body's out of alignment. It can be energetic. Scars are a form of physical and energetic blockage. Emotions can stop things up and make you tense. So for us, you can clean out the debris. Okay, so that would be a cleanse or a detox or something to that effect. But the reality is, if that twig is still there, things are going to continue to accumulate. So Josh said something in the promo for this. He said about detoxes or supplements. These are not going to fix your root cause.
They can be
Yes.
They can be complementary at times. But if your liver is having issues, if your liver isn't cleaning properly, the first thing you need to do is get pressure off the liver so it can perform properly.
Right.
You know, you go to your alternative doctor or your traditional doctor, and the liver's the problem. Well, nobody's paying attention to the fact that the diaphragm is off and it's compressing the liver now.
Right.
Take pressure off the liver, let it do its job. You can force it to clean all day long, and then you're on an endless detox.
Yeah.
And the body does not like to be forced to do anything.
No.
You just support the body.
Right.
But yeah, it's frustrating because everything is a liver issue with people these days, or a kidney issue. So here's your adrenal supplements, or here's your liver detox, your gallbladder detox. Why not just take pressure off the organ so it can clean itself? Just support it.
Well, and this is why our dad got the results that he got. He looked at the blood and he saw the true root cause. So unfortunately, if there's so many people out there looking for the root cause, it's like a buzzword on the websites. You know, we find the true root cause. I hate to say it, if they're giving you supplements, did they find your root cause, Josh?
The root cause is not your germ, and the root cause is not the organ.
Right.
You know, the organ very rarely is the primary issue. There's always a reason the organ isn't working properly. That's what you have to figure out.
And Dad got results. Dad got results. He got results with things no one else got results with. And that's one reason he got attacked as much as he did. There are a lot of people out there using similar microscope and doing things like that, and they're not having any problems because they're not really getting the results Dad got.
I mean, the problem was, I'm sorry to interrupt there.
It's okay.
If he's right, then it takes away from traditional medicine's method of making money.
Yes.
Right, which is to sell their pharmaceuticals and their surgeries. But now the alarming thing is it affects the way alternative people do their business also, because people are making their money off herbs and supplements.
Yes.
So if he's right, if the theory is right, which of course it is because we've seen the results, then it takes away their money stream from both traditional and alternative practitioners. And that's frustrating. And when
Right.
I mentioned alternative practitioners, I don't include acupuncture and Ayurvedic medicine in that because that's traditional medicine.
That's traditional.
That's been around for thousands of years.
Yes, thousands of years, thousands of years. And the whole experience to us, once again, it's about this simple philosophy. There's so much that you can do as an individual to take care of your own health care. Okay? So, what we're really trying to do is educate and empower you so you can have true freedom, that you don't have to rely on your doctor to do these things. And this is what happened with your grandma. Like, your grandma knew how to take care of everything, didn't she? Your great grandma. Then there was a point in time where we kind of lost it and we thought we had to appeal to the experts. Dad was funny because he would say, they haven't found the cure for one chronic disease ever. What makes them experts? Love our dad. He's a hero. He was a hero. He is a hero. Yeah.
He is a hero.
Yeah, definitely. But part of this is we know people are searching for answers. There's so much misinformation. And who do you trust? It's tough. There's so much stuff on the internet, and you find something that resonates with you, and then you realize, well, it's from Wikipedia. And we can change that. I can go type up Wikipedia right now and change everything.
It's not the truth? It's someone's truth, right?
It was a great quote from The Simpsons where I think Bart or Lisa said, it's on Wikipedia. And Homer said, well, I'll fix that. So trusting the source is important.
Dr. Google.
Dr. Google.
I mean, ask Dr. Google.
Yeah. We actually had someone we worked with recently that had Lyme disease and found out that he was diagnosed by his mother and Dr. Google. But I'm going to get that sound going here at some point in time.
Come on. I'm waiting. That's what I know.
Yeah. So anyways, we really feel as though the information we can share with you is going to help because we've seen it help people. And unfortunately, a lot of people want their doctor to fix them. And Dad would do this. I mean, people would come and say, fix me, doc. And Dad would say, I don't fix anybody. I support the body and the body takes care of itself. But the thing is, you need to be a part of the solution.
You need to do the homework.
Yes. So are you ready to take charge of your healthcare? If you're ready, give me a hell yeah. And Anna, I have my lovely assistant over here. Do you see any comments? Because I'm not seeing any comments at all. No. Okay. So if you're not commenting, that's fine. Maybe you're on one of our other pages. Put a comment in there. Yay. Say hello. Shout out. Give us a thumbs up. One of those things. I feel like a YouTuber, one of those influencers. Yay. So anyways, important things. You're looking for information? Great. We want to be a resource for you. There is a lot of information that we've shared already. So if you do type up our name and things like that, great. You can find some wonderful information. The idea with the show is it's going to happen regularly. And I have some awesome guests that are going to be on the show with us. Scientists and practitioners, former clients and patients. So you can hear straight from the people that went through our dad's experience and lived to tell the tale, what they experienced and how they've changed, what they learned and what they've done. But it's really up to you to start to take charge of your health care. Okay, for me, I do my best. In the mornings, I do some Qigong. I'm doing incline sleeping. We're using the zero drop shoes. I just started doing my own kefir in the mornings and things like that. So what are you doing? Are you doing something to take charge of your healthcare? What are you doing, Josh?
Me? Well, I'm sitting here right now talking to you.
Hey, that's good for your health.
But in general, I walk a lot. For people who know me, I like birds. So if I'm in nature and I get to be around birds, I'm pretty darn happy. So the trick is to figure out what works best for you, and only you know that. Only you know that. Diet. Don't let somebody tell you what's best for you. Figure it out for yourselves. Educate yourself on how food is processed, which is really the biggest problem with diet these days. Know the source of your food, and find out what makes you feel good. I can't tell you how many people we've had come in, and some practitioner told them they're allergic to eggs. So we ask them, well, how do you feel when you eat eggs? Well, I feel better. And when you take eggs out of your diet, well, I feel a little weaker. So don't let a test tell you that you're allergic to something. Figure out what food works best for you.
Yeah. Our dad knew Atkins from the Atkins diet, and that diet worked for more people than any other diet. One reason it was so famous, At the same time, a lot of people actually gained weight on that diet. So everyone is different.
Yeah, it's so frustrating. Being around the alternative community, and I would have these clients come to me, and they were told they're allergic to all these foods. So now they're on the elimination diet, which basically means they eliminate any food that tastes good, right? And we'll talk in the future probably about homotoxicology. But what allergies are is allergies are actually a chronic issue where our mucous membranes are irritated. So the more our mucous membranes become irritated, we become susceptible to different types of foods, right? We're not allergic to those foods. The body's now having problems processing those foods. So eliminating the food is not going to fix the problem.
Right.
Temporarily, if you need to, while you're fixing the problem, that's fine. But figure out first, why are your mucous membranes irritated? You get the body working properly. We can eat whatever the heck we want as long as it's in moderation.
Yep.
So the most important thing is knowing the source. Where's your food coming from?
You got it. Dad had the KISS method or KISS principle he talked about. Keep it simple, stupid. Not that I think you're stupid. But by the way, that's one way of strengthening your spine. We're going to do a little exercise now, okay? We're going to strengthen the spine. You ready, Josh? Exercise.
Yes.
Exercise time. Okay. So you watching this, think about yourself. You're a good person, right? Okay. You do good things. You try your best. I think everyone is trying their best. You're not a stupid person, especially if you're watching the show, okay? So we're going to do an exercise to strengthen your spine. Are you ready? Here we go. You are a stupid person. Are you listening? A dumb, stupid person. The things you do are dumb, and you just have no clue, right? Okay, now relax. You're not a dumb, stupid person. I'm not an angry person. I'm not a mean person. So I didn't mean that. And you know, there's two ways you can react to this. You can go, I'm not a stupid person. You're a stupid person. Or you can go, whatever, I'm not stupid. You're not talking to me.
This is what we're going to do. We're going to travel the world insulting people so they can grow their spine back.
Yes. So they can grow their spine. Yay, spine. We are now spine strengthening experts. But that's the thing, though. If that affects you so much, then it's going to affect you. You're letting that affect you. Don't take these things personally, okay? The social media experience is hilarious because people are just yelling at each other. There's a great video where they show the dogs on either side of a fence, and they're barking and barking and barking, and slowly the fence opens, and the dogs just quietly turn, walk away from each other. Relax. You know, if someone says something you don't agree with, whatever, life goes on, okay? So at this point, what can we tell people to do just daily? What do you think, Josh, as far as practices? Let's give people a couple clues.
You know, the old saying, stop and smell the roses, obviously. Everybody knows that. You need to take some time out of your day to really sit and enjoy things. And Dad would always tell people, if you want to freak out and stress out on things, take 15 minutes a day and freak out all you want. Yell, scream, cry, break things, and get on with your day after that.
Yeah.
Don't let it consume you.
Yeah, you got it. And I think for me, one of the important things is how you start your day. So you get up in the morning and anything can happen. You can ease into your day in such a way that it's not such a traumatic experience starting your day. Most people sit down, get their cup of coffee, and open up and read the news. And the newspaper, most news sucks. Excuse my language, but it's horrible. It's all about death and politics and drama, dun, dun, dun.
You can release tremendous amounts of fear from your body by never watching the news again.
Yeah. Try it for just
they're not glorifying the good stuff in society.
No, try it for about a week and you'll start to see what's important. I mean, what's important, you'll find out about, most definitely. But so for me, I get up each morning and I read the Good News Network. I start with the music news first because I'm a music guy. And I do some Qigong. So start your day. I have a happy morning playlist also. I start the day and try to fill my environment with happy vibrations. And at this point, you start your day the right way with good vibrations. Good vibrations. As cheesy as it sounds, it's important for your health. Now, as your day goes on, Dad would say to do a list of joy. If you've heard our lectures and seen us speak, we've talked about this. You make your list of joy, 10 things that bring you joy. And you need 10 minutes of joy every day. And it can be little things. Read a book, take a walk, call a friend. I play my guitar. What do you do, Josh?
In the morning?
Yeah.
Yeah, the first thing I do is I stay away from my phone if possible.
Yeah.
I avoid my emails if possible. And then same thing. I tend to go to the Good News Network first and see what's going on there.
Nice.
And then I try to get outside a little bit. I think it's important for me personally to get outside of the house, get outside of the apartment I'm in right now. Is I need to feel some fresh air. I need to release the stagnation.
Yeah. And disease cannot exist where there is no stagnation or dis-ease. So we tend to sit in our environment and we stew. We make this thick cake. Get up and get out. Okay.
Well, we don't heal sitting in a chair or sitting in front of the TV set. I tried it for a couple of years. It didn't work.
Right. Yeah. And your day, life is going to happen to you. We're human. So we're here to experience all these emotions. If you get angry at something, get angry. It's okay. Don't dwell on it for too long. Let it out. Okay. You can eat that anger. It's going to come out eventually. We can see the anger in your blood, actually. It'll affect your liver. So be nice to your liver. What else as far as your day happening? Oh, yeah. If you do this list of joy with simple things, you can keep it in your pocket. And then when life happens, just take it out of your pocket and do one of these things. If you can start your day in a good way, great. If you can keep this list with you, now you have tools throughout your day. And then good luck with your day. I don't know what your day is going to be like, working and stress and traffic and people and blah, 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 blah. But at the end of your day, end your day right as well. Recently, I read a post from a wonderful woman, Helga. Helga's going through some stuff. And it's so interesting to hear words of inspiration from someone who's having such amazing challenges in their life. And she talks about lying in bed and planning your next day in the best way, thinking positively. I'm going to have a great day tomorrow. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. And get up in the morning and then remember that and start your day. Okay, if you can start it right and end it right, you're going to start to change your patterns. Okay? So,
Yeah, and a big shout out to Helga. You keep going, girl. You're doing
yeah,
awesome. Hey,
go
good job.
Helga. Go Helga. Great sense of humor. She had some awesome posts that I laughed out loud at. Laughed out loud to quite a few times.
Yes.
And Barbara said, aloha, aloha, Barbara. Yay, we got someone who posted something. Wonderful. So we're going to wrap up pretty quick because I actually have to teach some guitar lessons soon. But we're going to do this regularly. My next show I'm going to have on, I'll announce it pretty quick soon. I'm hoping to do it next Sunday. I'd like to do a show each week with Anna Maria Oliva, who's our new resident scientist on our team. She is a PhD in biomedicine with a master's in biomedical engineering. And we're going to talk about viruses and 5G, and we're going to give you a little bit of an elementary education and talk to you some more on this. We've got some great people that I've lined up for the show, so be excited about that. But really want you guys to do your part in your life. Make your life a better life. I think that we're only human, so all we can do is our best, and just realize that everyone else is trying to do their best too. So I feel like if we lighten up on each other, that's going to be a wonderful thing. I'm not sure what else to say at this point, Josh. I mean, we could talk for days and hours and hours and hours. You got anything you want to include right here towards the end of our show?
Yeah, with what's going on out there in the world, there's a lot more better things going on than people think. Okay, all we hear about is the bad stuff and the fear and fear and fear. So maybe don't pay so much attention to the news. Take it with a grain of salt, and then don't cook with that salt.
Yeah.
But don't take life so seriously. I'm working on it myself.
Yeah.
So sometimes you got to stop and look at the birds.
Yep. Stop and look at the birds. You got it. So if you want to know more, if you are not sure who we really are, you can check out our website, which is thebiglesenmethod.com. We've got some great information there. And you can also send us an email if you have questions, bigelsenacademy@gmail.com. This was our very first official show, so I'm glad we got a chance to do it. I want to thank Josh for being on today. Yay, Josh. Josh will be on quite a bit. He'll be piping in and out here and there, depending on what goes on. And I think in the end, to know that you are not alone out there. Okay, and those little intuitions that you have, you need to trust some of those. When you go to the store and you just feel like you kind of want some citrus, maybe your body is saying something to you. So I think so many of us are just not as present and conscious as we should be. It's time to live in the moment. You can be, the fear of the future is anxiety, and fear of the past is depression. Is that right, Josh? Yay, team. So you want to live in the moment. This is what's going on right now. Okay, yeah. So if you've been watching and listening to the show, it's Sunday. We're in Spain, so it's Sunday afternoon. Take a walk. Yeah, if it's Sunday morning for you, then enjoy your day, relax, do whatever it is that makes you happy. And feel free, please share this stuff. You can take a look for Dad's book. It's out there. It's a great, great book. And I think that's about the size of it. Wow. Yeah, we could
I
talk.
think it's actually Monday here in Spain.
Oh, yeah, it's Monday. Today's Monday.
Days just keep flying by, don't they?
What day is today? Yes, I'm so present.
Yes.
We're only
Yeah,
human.
so try to stay away from fear, find the joy.
Yeah, stay away from fear, find the
Then send us
joy.
messages to tell us what makes you happy. It's different for everybody.
Yeah, share the joy. It's funny, I looked at my own Facebook page the other day and I just post a lot of kind of ridiculous things because they make me laugh. And I think that's important. So go laugh at something. Go laugh at somebody. Don't let them see you.
Laugh with somebody.
Laugh at yourself. You know what? It's okay. Stand in the mirror, look at yourself, and tell yourself that I love you. Have you ever done that? Yeah, it's pretty interesting. Give
It can
yourself
be
a
very
pat on the
intense.
back.
It can be very intense sometimes.
Yeah, yeah. So share the joy, be the change that the world needs, lighten up a little bit, and thank you for tuning in. Check out our webpage, share the show, tell your friends. We will be headed to the States very quickly. We're going to be lecturing in the Los Angeles area in the middle of March, so we're trying to nail down dates on that. It's coming up pretty quick. Then we're headed to San Diego. We'll be working at a clinic in Tijuana. Yay, great place that Dad used to work at some time ago with doctors. There's doctors there that Dad worked with over 25 years ago. Awesome, awesome resources. And that's where we need to go at this point to be able to help people. Okay? All being said and done, this was fun. And we'll see you next time on the Blood Diaries.
Ha ha ha. Hasta
Oh,
pronto. See
signing
you
off.
soon.